Mind-blowing psychology facts about human behavior. Good morning and good night text messages activate a certain part of your brain that makes you happy. You generally feel happier and more fulfilled after doing something you are afraid of doing. You are more likely to be creative when you are tired and under pressure. Contrary to popular belief, opposites do not attract. We are more likely to get attracted to people who think, look, and act like us. Again, contrary to popular belief, the human brain is technically incapable of multitasking. Instead, it quickly switches between two tasks very quickly. You tend to be more honest when you are tired. That's why late-night conversations tend to be more honest. The higher the IQ of a female, the less likely it is for them to get mates. People with higher intelligence tend to be more selective as to whom they mate with. Happier people generally tend to sleep a lot less. Building good relationships at the gym might just be as important as working out. Studies review good relationships are more important than exercise for longevity. People who tend to volunteer for a cause generally lead happier lives than people who don't, although it's unclear which is the cause and which is the effect. Being constantly busy will keep you happier, since it's almost impossible to think negatively when you're actively occupied by a particular task. Our brains tend to get excited when we talk about ourselves, which makes us appear to be self-absorbed. When you're listening to a boring speech, your brain will try to rewrite it in your head to make it more interesting. Our brains are automatically wired to make us lazy. That's why people on a treadmill tend to adjust their posture to burn less energy. Learning with the expectation to take a test on the topic makes it a lot more likely to remember what you learn in the long term. The average person's brain will start slowing down as soon as they turn 24. If you feel your phone is vibrating when it's not, you are not hallucinating. You have the phantom vibration syndrome, and it happens to nearly 70% of the population. If you can remain just friends with your previous lover, you are either still in love with them, or both were never in love to begin with. Falling in love has roughly the same neurological effect as using cocaine. Marrying your best friend will decrease the chances of marriage ending up in a divorce by up to 70%. The average person spends 30% of their time daydreaming and reflecting on memories. People tend to remember ideas and complex theoretical concepts better when they are represented in the form of a story. Keeping quiet and maintaining eye contact with someone when asking questions makes it a lot more likely for them to provide you with accurate answers. The human brain is wired to attach less importance to long-term deadlines. Having more options will often lead you to become less satisfied with what you eventually chose. Emotions have been found to alter our brain chemistry directly. Brain scans can typically show when you have intense emotions. Humans tend to rise to higher expectations, but they rarely fall to lower ones. We tend to cherish things we are less likely to have. People will always judge you by your first impressions. You are more likely to trust a well-dressed person than someone who is poorly dressed. Most people use testing to say things they can't say in person. Disturbing a person during their sleep significantly increases the risk of developing brain damage. If you randomly go from being happy to being sad, it usually means you are missing someone you love. People who laugh together regularly are more likely to have better relationships than those who don't. Cuteness aggression is what makes you want to crush adorable things. It happens when you are overwhelmed by positive emotions. Spending money on experiences will make you significantly more fulfilled than spending it on material possessions.